We're Ann Arbor's talk station, 1290 WLBY, the Lucy Ann Lance Show. We live stream at 1290WLBY.com. Pete Nowakowski, it's time for Around the Home. You're with the Builders and Remodelers Association of Greater Ann Arbor.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I know. Hey, by the way, I got a note yesterday. Did you see that the Washington Remodelers Council changed its name to Remodelers Council of Greater Ann Arbor, taking a cue from the Builders and Remodelers Association of Greater Ann Arbor.
That's right. Yeah, that's a group that is made up of volunteers of our membership. So.
Right, right. Well, this is interesting to see, and I like that playoff on your name as well. The season is upon us. This is the time of year when your membership, they're loving this, right?
Oh, yeah. People are real busy this time of year, and we're getting a lot of calls in the office asking for referrals for various trades or building projects of all kinds of sizes. Sounds like there's a lot of activity for sure. Well,
the couple we're going to meet today, they own Jay's Tree Trimming and Removal. That's the letter J, J''S, Jay's Tree Trimming and Removal. And this is a husband and wife duo who have been married, 15 years now?
Married 12, together for 15. Yeah.
But you met, Kerri, your husband, Jason, in a driveway because he was doing a job?
Yeah, he was swinging by doing a bid in Saline, and he pulled into my driveway, and it was over. After that, we were all done.
That's pretty good there, Jason.
Yeah.
I like your style.
Yeah.
It's been great.
Yeah. So here you are 15 years later, 2 boys also.
Yes.
And a great business that both of you co-own.
Yeah.
How did you start this business, Jason?
My dad was an arborist for the city of Ann Arbor, and I would go with him to work as summer help and go and learn the tree industry and have fun, and it's been great.
Well, being an arborist in Tree Town, imagine that,
Yeah.
Definitely, yep.
So you really learned from your dad?
For sure, yep. Arborist for the city of Ann Arbor, and spent a lot of time with him and my uncles on jobs and going to different places, and a lot of training in-house and out-of-house, and just getting our hands dirty and having fun along the way.
We're talking with Jason Godfrey and his wife, Kerri Godfrey, owners of Jay's Tree Trimming and Removal. And your dad's name?
Dave Godfrey.
Dave Godfrey, okay. And how long was he with the city?
Over 30 years.
My goodness, it's a long career there.
Definitely.
So when you first started out your business, and how long have you had it now?
2001.
Okay.
In 95, I started buying equipment for the company and climbing, and been climbing ever since, and running boom trucks and having fun.
And what the bulk of your business, what are you doing?
We're doing a lot of skilled removals, technical removals over homes. We do a lot of proper pruning techniques with a lot of big trims. Oak trims in the wintertime we do because of oak wilt disease. But we get into a lot of boom work. We have 2 big boom trucks. We have skilled climbers. So we do a lot of technical stuff on property and with keeping everybody's property safe and just doing a great job.
Yeah, we're about 85% residential, and the others commercial work.
It's amazing to see how many of these subdivisions, when they first start and the trees are planted, how quickly they grow big. And you don't really envision what it's going to look like in those mature years.
For sure.
And there can be a lot of problems with overhead wires.
Right, yep, definitely.
So what are you looking for when you're pruning? How do you...
When you're pruning, a lot of branch unions, V-shaped, are basically the branch unions. You want to thin the trees out for the health of the trees, but also with trimming a tree, you want to keep the tree thin so the sunlight can get into the core of the tree. Not only sunlight, but airflow is huge, so by thinning it, the wind load on the canopy, it goes through the tree, not against the tree. So trimming a tree is, there's a lot of techniques to it, and it should be done properly, and we train our staff to do a great job and work with the customer and make sure they're happy when we're done, and take the time to put the right guys on the jobs and do great work.
So when is the best time to trim and prune?
Oaks would be in the wintertime when they're dormant. You want to do the oaks, and basically any other species of trees we can tackle now. Some of the fruit trees you want to wait a little bit on till the buds are off, but basically definitely the oaks you want to wait till they're dormant.
What happens if you start cutting when the buds are...
They're prone to oak wilt disease,
Oak
the big
wilt
oaks.
disease.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep. So they're prone to the oak wilt. That's some areas are more prevalent than others, but the best rule of thumb is to stay away from them until basically wintertime. So we schedule with our team to do a lot of oak trims in the winter to keep our staff busy.
Jason, what other tree diseases are out there?
Basically, you have Diplodia tip blight for the pine trees, and
is that the brown?
Yeah, that's a brown. Yep, it'll go through the whole tree and relatively quickly. So once you do see that, it's good to get them out of there because it'll jump to the next one.
So is it easy when you say get the whole tree out?
A lot of times, yeah.
You can't save those?
You can deadwood at first and try the baby steps along the way, but it's good. If there's too much, 80%, 70% there, it's good to get them out of there.
Okay.
And also grind the stump, so that way you can start with a new species of conifer, deciduous tree, or whatever the homeowner chooses.
What causes that to happen?
The oak wilt, basically, it's caused by several different ways, but it can be basically through the root structure of the tree is where it goes on the oak wilt.
Okay. And then on the evergreen trees?
Basically, that's the Diplodia tip blight, but that basically will go through the whole tree itself, too. Wow. A lot of the root structure and
you can't
beetles
save
and
those.
whatnot.
Can't save them.
By deadwooding, it's baby steps. It's good to deadwood as much as you can, but then sometimes it becomes the homeowner's decision to remove it.
Okay. You mentioned you have a climber.
Yeah, we have several climbers, and they do a great job, and they're trained, and we do a lot of training. Really, once a week we have safety meetings, but we do a lot of roping and rigging over a lot of homes, so it's not just go up and cut things. We get into actually skilled work where we're setting pulleys in trees and we're roping and rigging limbs over top of homes. So it's more than meets the eye of climbing a tree and cutting a limb. Mm-hmm. So we use a lot of, again, pulleys, ropes, porter wraps on the bottoms. Again, that's to lower limbs safely so limbs aren't coming crushing to the ground. So everything's lowered until Kerri buys the helicopter.
It's on the list.
Is that right? Has he been asking for that, Kerri?
He's asking for a lot of things. Yes.
Training for your guys. Obviously, safety is of utmost importance, but do you have a training program? How do you approach that?
We do a lot of training. Premier Aerial out of Brighton comes out, and we train all our boom operators. They're all certified. Basically, in-house, out-of-house, we're members of TCIA, so we go to training out of state a lot of times. Mm-hmm. So chainsaw safety in-house, chipper safety in-house, chipper safety out-of-house, Vermeer, Mobark, Bandit, all those. We attend all those. Bartlett, we attend those for climbing. So a lot of in-house and out-of-house, a little bit of both.
Jason Godfrey with us, along with Kerri Godfrey. They're owners of Jay's Tree Trimming and Removal. What are people asking for right now when you're getting those calls in the office, and what kinds of
when
things?
When can you do it?
When can you do it, right?
How soon? Yep,
how quickly can you respond to a call?
We're putting 3 crews out, so roughly I'd say within 2 weeks is what our goal is, and we're able to meet it. When it rains like this, we have to adapt and overcome, but we go to Plan B and do a lot of groundwork, and so we have a lot of methods of the small mini loaders on properties that are 4 pounds per square inch to carry material over drain fields and not hurt them and whatnot, and get the job done safely.
Okay.
So
when it's all said and done, what can people expect to pay for something like this? How do you price out a particular job? And
every job is really so unique in itself. So as far as numbers, it's best to walk the project.
Okay.
And trims are different from a big skilled removal, front yard versus backyard. Our stump grinders fit into 36-inch gates, so we have real unique stump grinders. Track loaders are real unique. We have the mini ones that fit into backyards. We have the big Caterpillar track machines that basically do big lot clearance.
And this is all important because people obviously have put in a lot of money to their landscaping.
For sure,
The last thing they want is someone coming in and ruining all of that. So you take great care with that.
We take all precautions to use the right guys and the right equipment on their property. And we have great office staff and great guys out in the field, and everybody works great as a team to make it happen.
Do you handle storm drainage or anything revolving around that?
A lot of storm work itself,
Yeah.
Yep, we do a lot of trees that tip over due to shallow base root structure on conifers. A lot of pines and spruces are shallow root base, and basically they're tipping over due to the high winds. So we did a lot of conifers, a lot of the deciduous hardwoods. They're fanned out more, so the root structure is a lot better.
Okay.
But again, those do come over, and so drainage is a lot on those. Yeah, if you're getting a lot of puddling of water around your trees, you want to make sure you have proper drainage to keep the water away. It's good to have the water, but you don't have too much water.
Where's your business located, Kerri?
We are at 7005 Jackson Road in Ann Arbor.
Okay.
Yep.
And you two are both Dexter originally, right?
Yeah,
you grew up in Dexter?
Yeah, we sure did.
Wonderful.
Yep.
Well, it's nice to see this business flourishing and doing so well. This comes up a lot with these kinds of businesses. Are you finding workers out there?
They're out there, yeah. We have a great staff right now, and we give them a lot of credit, and once a week we have safety meetings, and we take care of them. They take care of us, and as a team, it's great.
So that hasn't been a problem for you getting people
No,
to.
No, we are so
no,
fortunate.
no.
Some days we're like, wow, they are making it happen. We've
That's
got
great.
the best staff.
Nice to hear. Hey, Pete.
We really do.
Yeah.
Particularly since we've been hearing from a lot of builders or remodelers, they can't find workers.
Yeah, we love, a good low unemployment rate. It's good that there are, not as many people struggling to find work and everything. But yeah, certainly the trades have been fighting that battle and having problems in a lot of areas. So yeah, we're encouraging young people to pursue the trades
Right.
and look at that.
Well, Jay's Tree Trimming and Removal, how can people get in touch with you if they would like to have a project bid?
The office, 734-645-8375, or Jason at jstreetrimming.com, and we would be happy to come out and assess your property and make it happen.
Okay, and give me that phone number one more time.
734-645-8375. And our website is actually www.jstreetrimming.com.
jstreetrimming.com. You can check it out online as well, jstreetrimming.com. And you'll come out and you'll give a quote?
Yep,
and
a free quote. We'll walk the property and get their opinion, and then I'll give them mine and come up with a game plan and take care of them.
Hey, Jason, I got a question. For people who live in the city, when you get the DTE people coming through and they come through trim trees and all that because of things that are coming up on the lines, sometimes residents and homeowners aren't too happy with what is being done.
Right.
Is it good to be proactive, and do you guys go out and do a little trimming before that so DTE could say, hey, you're fine? At least that way the homeowner can take charge of it a little more.
Right, yeah. DTE, number one, they do a great job and give them a lot of credit. Basically, the primaries are the big boy wires, I call them. But basically, you don't want to put your climbers northeast, south, and west by 10 foot within that. So DTE will trim within their right-of-way and keep those clear. Basically, and then the residential guys can come in and help out at that point.
All right.
But,
So
DTE, they have to maintain the right-of-way, but
Sure.
we come in and do the trimming and removals from that.
So you can kind of work together then
Yeah,
sometimes.
yep.
So not do it before then.
No,
Is
really,
that
a lot of times if it's close to the primaries, but again, we have guys that can work around those too, so it just depends on how really close it is to the wires. That's why I always tell my office staff, have me check assess it first, and then we'll make a decision at that point. So to answer that, sometimes it just depends on how close it is to the primaries.
All right.
Yeah, but I like to, check it out first.
Happy I don't have overhead lines on my property anymore where it's.
Are you finding more wires are being buried?
A little hit and miss in the subdivisions, but with the roping and rigging to jump to that, with the removals, we tip tie and bring limbs up and down, and then straight down to itself. So that's how we work around like the 220 line. I'd encourage homeowners a lot with the 220 line to keep that clear, even a 10-foot buffer all the way around, just with the high winds we get to make sure they keep their power. So to maintain and keep an eye on that, we do a lot of trimming around the 220 lines.
It's all about safety. Jay's Tree Trimming and Removal. The website again, Kerri?
www.jstreetrimming.com.
jstreetrimming.com. Check it out online. And if you've got these kinds of issues in your yard, make sure to contact them. They're relatively new members of the Builders and Remodelers Association of Greater Ann Arbor. So welcome to the party. Great group
Thank
there.
you. Yes, thank you.
And you can always go on bragannarbor.com because you've got all your members listed on there as well.
Exactly, yep.
All right, Pete Nowakowski. Anything else happening with Bragg?
Well, we are officially in Parade of Homes seasons coming up here. So that's June 23rd through 25th. We have, as of today, I think 14 new homes.
Oh, my goodness.
In the event. So
yeah, well, that speaks to the fact that the housing market's been so low with houses for sale. A lot of people are building, too, so it's nice to see. Thanks, Pete.
Absolutely.
Good seeing you, and thanks very much to Jason and Kerri Godfrey from Jay's Tree Trimming and Removal. Nice meeting you guys. More coming up, 1290 WLBY.